Hello everyone, this is Miss Samra. So I'm back with my next lesson. It's still 7-2 and we are still learning about matrix algebra. So we have matrix algebra. So yesterday we did adding, subtracting, and introduction to matrices, and today we have matrix multiplication. So I have matrix multiplication. So how do we multiply? How do we multiply matrices? How do we do that? Okay, so let's talk about the dimension first, because that's the foundation for multiplying two matrices. If I say I have matrix A, I have 2, 1, 3, 5, 1, 0. This is 2 by 3 matrix. If you remember, when I say rows, we look at horizontally, and when I say columns, we look at vertically. So I see 2 rows and 3 columns. So, and let's say if I'm multiplying this by matrix B, which is 3, 1, 0, negative 1, 5, 0, and this is 3 by 2 matrix. Okay, so here's something you need to understand. So in order to multiply two matrices, you need to make sure number of columns in the first one should match up with number in rows in the second one. I repeat, number of columns in the first matrix should match up with number of rows in the second matrix. Or another way to say is, if you just write down their dimension first, and if inside numbers match up, yes, it's possible to find their product, right? Okay, once you check that, what about the outside numbers then? Okay, now the outside number is going to give you size of the answer matrix. So size of the product matrix would come from these outside numbers. So the size of your answer matrix would be 2 by 2, means your product would have 2 rows and 2 columns. So something like this. All right, I'll show you examples to like how to multiply, but first let me show you a few more on just to check if you could do multiplication or not. So let's say I have this matrix, 2 by 2 matrix, and I'm multiplying this by 1 by 2 matrix. Let's check if you can multiply or not. Let's check inside numbers. Inside numbers don't match, so it means there's no way you can multiply. Right away you can stop and just say product can't be figured out, or you can just say undefined or no solution. Let's look at another one. If I have 5 by 2 matrix here, and I'm multiplying this by 2 by 3. Let's check if you can do this or not. Okay, inside numbers match up. Yes, we can multiply these, and then my answer or my product would be 5 by 3 size, or I would say there would be 5 rows with 3 columns in it. All right, now let's just get into actual process of multiplication. So I would start off with an easy example. So let's say matrix A is 1, 0, 3, 4, which is 2 by 2 matrix. And matrix 2 is also 2 by 2, which is negative 1, 2, 5, 3, and I have 2 by 2. First, let's check if you can actually multiply or not. Okay, so inside numbers match up. Yes, we can multiply. So outside numbers would give you size of the answer matrix. So I know my product matrix would have, 2 rows and 2 columns. But just to make it easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big matrix like this big. Why? Because we have a lot of calculations to do in there. So I know my answer matrix would have 2 rows and 2 columns. So it means I would have 4 numbers in this answer matrix. Okay, how do we multiply? So in order to multiply, what we do is we always take rows from the first one and we multiply by columns from the second one. I repeat, we take rows from the first one and we multiply by columns in the second one. But how do we do it? There's something else you could do just to make this whole process way easier. Okay, if you know how to label every single number in this matrix, then this product would be piece of cake. take for you. Okay, how do we label? So basically, I'm asking you for the position of that element or the term. So this is in first row, first column. So let's label that. Later on, once you're done with the whole process, you can erase that. This is first row and second column. This is second row, first column. And this is second row and second column. Here you go. Okay, how do we do multiplication? Okay, so in order to figure out this number here, you have to use first row because it's first row, first column. So I would take first row from the first one and I would multiply by first column in the second one. Okay, when I say multiply, so we literally multiply first number by first, second by second, and we add at the end. Okay, how do we do it? So first number here, 1 by first number here, -1. Second number by second number, so 0 times 5, and we add at the end. So I would put plus. We'll do simplification in the next step. Okay, now this is, I see 1, 2 means first row. Still, it's going to be my first row, and now I'm multiplying by second column. So first number by first, so 1 by 2, 0 by 3, and we add. Okay, now move on to this one here. I have 2, 1 means second row and first column. So 3 by -1, 4 by 5, and we add. Okay, last one, 2 by 2 means second row by second column. So 3 by 2, 4 by 3, and we add at the end. So let's say, here you go. Now, rest is pretty much just simplifying every single one. Okay, first number, if I simplify here, it's -1 added to 0 would be -1. 1 times 2 is 2 and 0, so this would be 2. 3 times -1 is -3. 4 times 5 is 20, so this becomes 17. 3 times 2 is 6, and 12, that is 18. Here you go. So that's the product of these two matrices. Let me show you one more example. So let's say I have this matrix, which is matrix A. I have 2, 0, 1, 3, 1, -2, 3, -1, 5. This is 3 by 3. Matrix B is 5, 4, 1, and this is 3 by 1. Okay, let's check if we can multiply or not. So I have, let's check inside numbers first. I have 3 match up with this 3. Yes, we can multiply. So my answer matrix would have 3 rows and 1 column. So let's draw a big one here. I would have 3 rows and 1 column. So let me draw those blanks first. Now let's label each position. So I know this is 1, 1. This is 2, 1. This is 3, 1. Okay. In order to get this number here, so I need to take my first row. Don't forget, rows from the first, columns from the second. First row by this whole column, first column. First number by first, so 2 times 5, 0 times 4, 1 times 1, and add. Let's move on to the second one. 2, 1. So second row by first column. So 3 by 5, 1 by 4, -2 by 1, and add. Last one, 3. Third column by third row by first column. So 3 times 5, -1 times 4, and 5 times 1, and add. Now, almost there. You know what? Once you're going to get used to this process, pretty much you're going to hang up that. Seriously, you're going to understand the whole process. You're going to find it way easier. Right now, it feels like it's a lot of calculation. But trust me, once you're going to get hang up it, you're going to find it way easier. 2 times 5 is 10, 0, and 1. So my first number is 11. 15. 4, -2 would be 17. 15 here, -4, and 5, this would be 16. And yeah, that's my answer. So this is pretty much all. So if you don't understand this whole process, you can just send me a comment. I answered that question, and thank you for watching. Stay safe and have fun. Bye-bye, guys.